Hello.
Hello. Welcome back to this. Right. Another episode of the Cultures Podcast. Follow, like, subscribe on all your platforms. But I'll stop talking in terms and conditions, voice. Who are we talking about today?
Ooh, drum roll, please.
Well, it's a man who does this celebration a lot. Sorry for audio only.
Is it Nicholas Anelka?
It's not a Swiss Albanian trying to incite a race riot against Serbia. It's the king of the Barclaysmen, royalty himself, Yakubu Ayegbeni.
Ayegbeni.
I love that we've all clapped like he's going to come in. People are going to be so disappointed.
Well, James, you're surprised.
Monthly income down even further. You promised me, Yakubu.
Well, yeah. But right,
If only, eh? If only.
I have a theory about Yakubu before we go into it. Right?
Phenomenal.
So, my theory is obviously voted for by the people, rightfully, duly elected for the seat of Barclaysmen Central as the best ever. But I have a theory, right? At whatever time Yakubu was playing for all three of the teams in the Barclays, Portsmouth, Borough, Everton, at the time was the most Barclays team of that bit. Everton possibly is possibly has competition with Wigan. But let me explain the theory.
I'm excited.
When he's at Portsmouth, 03 to 05, Shaka Hislop, Linvoy Primus, David Unsworth, Ariane Dazoo, Steve Stone, Matthew Taylor, Ricardo Fuller, Diamansi Camera,
Diamansi.
Patrick Berger, Lamana Luar, Nigel Quasi, Amdi Faye, 40-year-old Teddy Sheringham.
Oh,
Wow, yeah, I forgot about that.
At Borough, right? I was going through this again, 05 to 07, I think. Schwarzer, Xavier, Kadru, Ehiog, Riggett, Southgate, Boateng, Zilard Nemeth, Jimmy Floyd H, JFH, not JFK, JFH, Fabio Rockenbach, Emmanuel Pogatetz, Guy Scamendieta, Ray Parler. One job on Teesside, the greatest striker of all time, Joseph Desiree Job. Listen
Wonderful
to Quit
player.
the Day Job by Vulture Authority. He's mentioned. Massimo Macaroni, Doriver, Parnaby, Morrison, James, Matty Bates, who I had a conversation with in an Eagles Cliff pub about Football Manager. Because I said, "Oh, Matty, by the way, you were my under-18s reserve manager, and we won everything together." And I was expecting him to tell me to go, and he told me that he almost got divorced because he played Football Manager too much, and his wife gave him
Just remember, Matty, I am your boss.
his wife gave him an ultimatum apparently when she found him at 4 a.m. playing it. But yeah, what a bloke. Downing, Tony McMahon, Big Davy Wheater, Hallelujah, Mark Viduka, Lee Catamol, Adam Johnson. Maybe forget that one.
David Wheater told me to leave my wife. Carry on.
That's the autobiography title.
Yeah. Everton, Howard, Hibbert, Baines, Yobo, Andy Johnson, Thomas Gravison of podcast clip fame, of co. Have you seen this? Thomas Gravison's mental. Phil Jagielka, Tim Cahill, Leon Osman, Stephen Pienaar, Victor Anichebe, Lee Carsley, Sahar, Distan, Philippe Senderos of Coming in Joey Barton's Face fame, Marwan Fellaini, Johnny Eitinger, Diniar.
Senderos?
Played for Everton, yeah.
No.
Yeah. Billy Electinov and Apostolos Velios.
Apostolos Velios. Obviously in the same echelon as Dennis Strakwalersi.
Yes.
So maybe
Everton strikers they signed and just put on the bench for 2 years and fucked them off.
Yakubu is sort of the gravitational pull to...
He was. And obviously if we're going to delve into the story of Yakubu, we have to take a trip back to 1997. Lagos, Nigeria. where Mr. Ayegbeni signed for a club called Julius Berger.
Oh.
Anybody heard of Julius Berger before?
have
It's
not
it's
heard
what Brutus ordered on the Ides of March. Come on. For more historical football and shit historical references, like and subscribe.
After he ate it, are you? And you know when servers come up to you and goes, "Everything all right?" And are you entertained? Got a mouthful of food. Got a mouthful of
come on.
food here, mate.
Got to watch your back in there, though. Hey.
That's good.
And that's about as much Roman references as I know. The amount of there's a great channel called Historia Civilis. Love to fall asleep to that. Bit of Roman.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm going on holiday to Romania in May. I've been brushing up on Romanian history.
Oh, phenomenal.
All right.
Should we do an episode on that?
Yeah.
That's for the Patreon, I think.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry. Carry on. Julius Berger.
Julius
Mutu,
Berger.
what's the link?
He didn't play much for Julius Berger, but he did have a loan spell in Portugal at Gil Vicente. Is that how you say it?
Yes.
Is it?
Yeah.
Gil.
They're sort of in the doldrums of the bottom half of.
Well, that's
Premier League,
everyone
or-
who isn't Porto Sporting.
Yeah.
Benfica.
Yeah.
Just a bit shit.
Just a bit shit.
Yeah.
But
Braga
after-
are all
Yeah.
right as well.
Great stadium.
Oh,
Oh yeah, Braga's the one with two rock.
oh,
faces,
yes,
Yeah,
it is, isn't
yeah,
it? Yeah. He.
The Euro 2004 game. Superb.
I don't
Sorry,
think he got to
sorry.
see much of all that though, because he didn't spend long in Portugal. Because he got his big move, of course, to Israel to play for Maccabi Haifa,
Ooh.
where he became a bit of a club legend, and he also was the first ever African to score a Champions League hat trick
Really?
for Maccabi Haifa
No way.
against Olympiakos. Yeah, and he
Free
scored.
Palestine.
He scored a goal against Man United at Old Trafford and all. So he was on the radar before he came over.
Wow.
And then obviously, he scored 38 in 49 for him. So he was absolutely blowing them apart.
When
And
did he join them? Sorry.
1999,
99.
98, something like
Wow.
that. But no, it was about 99. I think he went to Portsmouth on loan because they were on the Milan Mandaric, Harry Redknapp era when they were signing all the aging
Milan
players.
Mandaric. You don't get that anymore. There was a few like Mandaric who owned like several clubs at different times. Like he owned Leicester. Did he own Coventry maybe?
Oh, I think he owned
Bloody
Leicester
hell.
after Portsmouth. But
Yeah.
he was. I don't even know what
But
he
he was-
did.
Yeah,
He just had
all he
cash.
did was sack managers.
Yeah.
That fella who's just bought Everton does, doesn't he? He's got Roma and
Yeah, well, that's
No,
what
I know,
they,
but they
that's
used to
what they
be-
all do now, though, innit? They have like a
Like a
circle of clubs,
consortium.
and they loan players from within. Udinese, Watford kind of thing
Yeah.
started it about 15 years ago.
Oh, that's it. David fucking Gold at West Ham and all that. That other guy,
Right.
Sullivan. They used to own Birmingham, didn't they?
oh yeah, Brady.
And then like they're going, oh yeah, I'm a lifelong West Ham fan. Well, why did you buy Birmingham first?
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, back to Yakubu. He was in the Championship, did right good. 1 in 2 goals. One in 2 goals. 1 in
One
2 for
goal,
goals.
yeah,
7
1 in
in
2.
14, basically.
That's
But he
decent.
made his debut in the 57th minute at a game against Brighton, coming on for Vincent Pericard.
Oh, from last week's episode.
Yes. Oh God, yes. Same
Oh yeah,
top.
that's not the same day at all.
Yeah.
We're wearing the same. Isn't it funny we wore the same clothes?
And scored 4 against Grimsby Town in the Championship once.
Fucking hell.
How the mighty have fallen. But that made his loan move permanent, and I think he became Portsmouth's all-time transfer record for £4 million when
was
they
that-
went
he
up
was-
to the Premier League.
And he was ours when he left. He was ours when he left to go to Everton.
Yeah,
I
he was
think still
Everton's.
might. I think he still might. I might be wrong, but like yeah.
It was Everton's transfer record, 11 million when he went there
Yeah,
as
I'm pretty
well.
sure. I don't think. I don't think we've. Oh no, we must have sold.
11 million.
Adama Traore.
11 million.
I think Adama Traore might be the one that broke that.
Well, we were talking earlier, off camera,
yeah.
last week's episode, about transfer fees and about that time. But 11 million in 2007.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
That's a lot
That
of money.
makes me feel nostalgic.
When- Can we just go back to when
yeah.
transfer fees were at a
Didn't
fixed
Alfonso
level?
We should just have that 5 seconds as
Yeah.
every clip.
Can someone clip that? Remix it to a sort of house beat. Ooh, that makes me feel
nostalgic.
I was thinking about the Hovis theme tune.
I should get this up from. I should get this up for as on last week's episode. We kept mentioning transfer fees. What year was that? 2007.
Yeah,
Did
yeah.
that-
I do their money to now.
Because I
thing,
think
carry-
Alfonso Alves went to Borough for 12
Alphonse
and a half,
Albion,
wasn't
yeah.
it?
Yeah.
From Herenveen.
Yeah, and then like in 2014, 15, we paid 15 million quid for Brita Sombalonga. Not
yes, I forgot
did
about
not
Assombalonga.
score.
Another Yakubu record as well. When he signed for Portsmouth, that was the highest ever fee paid for an African footballer as well.
Ooh.
And your club's been
Broken records.
And that's a club that has been bankrolled at the time by Beanie Babies.
Yeah. yeah. Beanie, but what else did TY sell? They sold other things, didn't they?
No, just beanies.
Oh, is it just beanies?
Just beanies.
that?
Keep the tag on. Don't you cut
Yeah,
that. Ruin the value.
Yeah.
Right. So what we talk? It's 11 million.
Yeah.
How many zeros are in million?
6.
Right. 3, 4, 5, 6. Calculate. 11 million. Oh, it's 19.5.
19.5.
They're pretty much double, almost double.
Almost double. Yeah. Something like that.
Well, it was worth it. He played 37 out of 38 games that season, starting all but 2, getting 16 goals
For Everton?
for his
You
first
could-
season
you
for
could-
Portsmouth.
For
16 goals in his Premier League, his first Premier League season.
Wow.
Yakubu's
Yeah.
one of them. Like, I think he ended up getting like 94 or something. But he's one of them.
He was 6th.
Yeah. He's
There's that Redknapp story, isn't there, about he promised him if he got 20
grand. Yeah.
Yeah, but he scored 19.
Well, that was
Yeah, he got 4 in the last
when
day.
he went to Everton. They offered him number 9 shirt, and he said, "No, I want the number 22." And they were like, "Why?" He goes, "Because that's how many goals I'm going to get you this season."
Hey.
And he got 21.
but that's
And he said,
proper.
you can't have that. Leon Osman's got
That sounds that Yakubu should go on fucking Jake Humphrey. That'd be class.
Yeah.
That.
Oh,
Yeah,
you know,
just I said no. I said give me 20. Give me a number 22.
I thought, you lucky fucker.
And but what's it?
Do you want me to? Sorry for interrupting. I do apologise. Do you want me to make that stat about Yakubu's 16 goals even more impressive?
Go on.
That was an
even
African
more.
Cup of Nations season as
Oh,
well.
really? That
He
is
went
that is
away
actually
for
impressive.
a month
That's
or 2.
crazy.
Yeah.
That's a mental one,
But-
because like Copa America and Euros, the seasons have stopped, whereas you're still active, aren't you? In Africa? It's like that's why I was a bit.
We can't. It's just because you can't really play it in.
Oh, you can't
in
play it in
summer.
the bake. Yeah,
Yeah, but that's what
70
every World
degree
Cup's
heat.
had.
Yeah.
It'll happen all the time now with every tournament.
But that's what
they'll
made me feel
stop
when
the season.
we had Salah and Mane. It was like shit.
And Naby Keita.
Naby
Don't forget poor Naby.
Oh, Naby Keita.
Oh, Naby
Oh.
Keita. That's been said many a times on the cop.
Yeah, he's got been. But like Yakubu, what I was going to say. I think he's only got he's only got 94 Premier League goals. But when you think about it, it's like I'm sure he scored 25 every season.
Well,
for, like,
yeah. Well,
10 seasons.
the second season he was in the Premier League, 04 or 05, he got 13 goals. So that's already quick maths 29
Yeah.
Premier League goals in 2 seasons. But then his time at Portsmouth ended with 28 Premier League goals. It says on my things here, but that must have been a cup goal. He's still to this day Portsmouth's highest Premier League goal scorer.
Well, yeah, because
Wow.
well, yeah,
But
that's not that's not.
No, but
The second highest is Benjani.
Oh really? Oh right. So
Yeah.
But that's mad if you consider Crouch, Defoe,
Yeah.
Yeah, they all
no
never met. They
Hammer.
were-
Sorry, no, I'm joking. I was trying to make a rhyme.
He left Portsmouth in 05. That's how good the stat is. The players have
That's
had since
crazy.
05.
Yeah, but to be fair though, Portsmouth didn't spend long in the Premier
No,
League. after
yeah,
that,
yeah.
did
They spent a couple of years after 05.
Yeah,
When did
yeah.
they go down?
Oh yeah, what's the I think what's it? Middlesbrough's record Premier League goals is like still something really low, like 32. Hamilton Rickards, I think.
What a
Yeah.
player he was.
Yeah.
Just for pure Barclaysman candidate, he wasn't actually that good. But
Yeah, but I
he
don't think
invokes that feeling within.
Does he go to Borough beginning of 05, 06?
He goes to Borough at the beginning of the next season. Yeah,
because he was in the holiest of holy UEFA Cup run to the final.
Yeah.
We don't talk about the final though.
Did he play in it though?
And
Yeah.
He broke another record signing for Borough as well. The highest fee ever paid for a Nigerian. He's just knocking them
go.
all off.
So no, when we had he was part of the when we were 4-0 down, and when we needed to score 4 to go through twice. I've dropped my phone. Fuck it. Pick that up. Go on. This is that's probably an edit.
Nepotism. Not related. Carry on.
Nepotism. I don't think that's the meaning of that word.
Sorry.
But yeah. So what's it? Yeah. UEFA Cup run.
Yeah.
Well, I was
When
gonna,
we needed 4 goals twice against Basel and Stour, the Steve Seal It Up McLaren.
Seal it up.
Were the greatest formation that you won't get this nowadays. You get so we need 4 goals. What do you do? Take a couple of midfielders off. You go 4-2-4. Like
4-2-4.
Like you're the fucking
Couple of nippy wingers.
mighty
target
Magyars.
man.
No. Yakubu, Macaroni, Viduka, Jimmy Floyd. Up 4 strikers.
Yeah.
Top heavy.
4 out and out.
The ship would sink, wouldn't it?
What you need is a squat lineup.
Can you, as a Middlesbrough fan, I'm sure you're going to get emotional about this,
Oh,
but
yes.
can you tell us about that UEFA Cup campaign?
Oh,
What it was like? Because I can't remember any of it.
It was how old was I?
For the clips.
I was 9. Yeah, I was 9, but I remember fucking it was on Channel 5.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Channel 5,
Oh, is it?
fucking UEFA Cup. Well, that's another thing we've lost to your BTs, your Skies.
Yeah.
Thursday night,
It's
Channel 5.
Thursday night, Channel 5.
Because they
Shag.
think they try and dress up the Europa League. And don't get me wrong, like I'm a football nerd. I will watch but it's the gravitas of the TNT sports of like Thursday nights, Europa nights.
Yeah.
No, put
It's
it on.
TSC Hartberg versus Rapid Bucharest.
Put it on Channel 5.
Yeah, you'd
and
watch it
have
more.
John Barnes as a pundit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely agree with that.
But no,
One thing we've lost to time, Channel 5 football.
I sometimes like it's when I come home from an evening on the town, in an inebriated state. My choice is either rebel songs or
This is about Middlesbrough's UEFA Cup run, by the way.
This is either Irish rebel songs or putting the Ali Brownlee commentary of either Stour or Basel on. Put that on. Have a nice cry.
That's such a good topic we need to say
Have
for
a nice
podcast.
cry.
When you're drunk and you come home, what do you go to?
What's your
football
clip?
club?
Yeah. Basel or Basel for the Ali Brownlee. Obviously the Stour one is the semi-final. We get into the final, but I think Basel has a more iconic line when the Macaroni scores. El Gladiatore.
May I say as well, if you don't mind, in complimentary fashion towards Borough, I am against betting sponsorships in football. I think they should be eradicated. However, as a kid, there was something quite elusive about the 888. Maybe it was the die that were on the.
I think it was the dice. Yeah, I like the dice.
There was the lovely, but the away shirt, which was like the blue and burgundy-ish.
Oh yeah.
That
Like the Inter Milanish kit.
is one of the best shirts I've seen with my own peepers.
I think that's probably one of our best away kits. Like we had one a couple of years ago that people that I hated. That was like it looked like a yellow highlighter pen.
Yeah.
But now we've Borough have started doing that. I think because we've got such a horrible sponsor and the kits have been ruined for years. Like the last few years we've had we'll do. Like this year's is like a 94, 95 throwback.
Oh,
like
they're
the
all doing
green
that,
one.
aren't they?
Yeah. So
You've
I think
kept
it's like
area in business for
I know.
quite some time.
Oh, we had
Palmer.
We had Macaroni announced the kit this year. I think last year. You know when they do the kit announcement, it was like so. Yeah. Can't accuse us as a club as living in the past. Get that lad we forced out the club and didn't play in the Carling Cup final and made him cry. Because Steve McLaren. I won't never forgive Steve McLaren for that either. Even though it was 2 years before. But even though it's 2 years. Oh no, it was the fucking UEFA Cup final. Sorry, not Carling Cup final. Yeah, after Macaroni did all those heroics, McLaren didn't start. Cunt.
No.
Although I do love Steve McLaren, obviously.
Middlesbrough fed the yak and he scored.
He did.
Score.
He definitely scored in that UEFA Cup run as well. He got him through against Roma in the last 16. But I don't know if you know much about this.
Roma, Roma with 2006 Roma.
Yeah.
All the half the fucking World Cup winning squad.
Ashton Underlime, Simone Perotta.
Who was the keeper back then for Roma?
Probably, was it Toldo?
Ooh.
No, I don't think he was. Didn't he have a Romanian for a few years?
No, that wasn't him. That wasn't him. Do right in.
Do right in.
And I emphasise right.
And there was also a bit of controversy about his transfer to Borough. I don't know if you'd seen that before. He had to go to the Court of Arbitration for Sport due to lack of cooperation. So he nearly got that transfer
Bloody hell.
Oh, really?
cancelled.
Why?
I'm not sure. I haven't
So
looked into it. All I know is something to do with his agents who were called Phineas Zahavi and Barry Silkman. So
Barry Silkman.
a football agent called Barry Silkman is
I
going to
don't
get
want
you.
any nonsense here.
Yeah.
I told you he'll score goals.
Yeah.
He scored 13 goals for Borough in his first season. In his second season, 12 goals. So he's not.
I remember it,
It's-
but
it's
that's
very good.
That's league though. I remember him scoring fucking like 20 odd.
But what I mean, though,
That's
there's
good
so many
consistency.
strikers who can't get that level of goals in a season, and he did it consistently across two clubs
And
thus far.
Don't get me wrong, like Haaland scoring. Did he score over 40?
Oh
When
God,
his debut season. Don't get me wrong, that's
quicker than
amazing.
records can
But I
count.
think once you've set that bar, I just consistent. That's what consistency in scoring is great. I think, like you say, it makes you think that he scored more goals than he did. But then when you break it down,
it's because
he's
his goals
actually
were
very good
so
at what he
He
does.
was really good, and prior to obviously the famous Coventry clip, he could move as well for a big man.
Yeah.
Oh no, I
Ask
remember
John
thinking,
Terry.
I remember thinking as a kid, like, because obviously he was a very stocky man. Like thinking, oh, he's a bit like overweight, isn't he? And then I remember he got like some injury, and he lifted his shirt. I won't lift mine because I don't have the set. But lifted his shirt up. And go, oh fucking hell! Washboard.
You just caused
6-pack straight
tens,
cheese on that.
tens of people to imagine Yakubu's
Michael Owen,
abs.
Ballon d'Or,
Mm.
FA Cup, UEFA Cup.
Yakubu.
Never scored more than 20 goals in a Premier League
No.
season.
Well, there's a common myth about strikers. People say it about Drogba as well. There was only once he got over 10 goals, or something, or twice. But
Yeah,
it's not always about your ending goal tally.
No.
It's about the goals
Wow,
you
yeah,
score.
it's how they made you feel.
Exactly. And he made a lot of people happy, Yakubu, in 2007 up in Merseyside when Everton smashed the transfer record and paid 11.25 million for the Nigerian. And that was around the time when he brought out the Eagle.
That was
And-
the feed Yakeni will score.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And obviously where he wore the famous number 22
Yeah.
for his
Yike.
goal target. Another season interrupted by African Cup of Nations, though. And Nigeria got knocked out, and Yakubu decided to go for a couple of days' holiday and didn't return to Everton and fell out of favour. David Moyes is not going to take that well, is he? Imagine.
No, but I don't mind. Like if you've been fucking have a few
Yeah.
days off.
If you've been beaten by Comoros.
Yeah. Got knocked out by Republic of the not the Democratic
Yeah.
Republic.
So again, to impress you, I can't wait for them eyebrows to raise. His first season at Everton interrupted by African Cup of Nations and in-club suspension. Became the first Everton player to score 20 goals in a season since 1992. Peter Beardsley smashed his record.
Bloody hell.
So he loved it. That wasn't a fart if that picked up. That was this leather seat.
leather.
Breaking records wherever he goes, and we're now only up to 2007-8 season.
Not very sort of. So how long was he at Portsmouth for? 3 years.
He was
two
quite
seasons.
nomadic, I think.
Yeah,
is the term.
yeah.
So he's put 2 seasons with us. 2
Well,
seasons.
I
with
don't
us.
think it was his
Normally,
fault. I think he just outperformed the level he was at, and a club a little step higher paid a little bit more. So obviously, Portsmouth, Middlesbrough, obviously at the time, a step up, and then Everton, and then obviously Everton sold him to Blackburn. But I'm not going to besmirch Everton, but it's not a similar level. There was a step down to
Because
Blackburn.
you'd normally correlate nomadicism with poor quality, whereas like. Not to say he was a gun for hire, but like he wanted.
And he didn't cause much controversy either. Obviously, he came back late from African Cup of Nations and stuff, but you never ever heard any stories in paper about Yakubu. He didn't make the front page of the Mirror, did he? Right, or anything like that?
Yeah, he wasn't a tabloidsman.
No, he wasn't. He scored his 100th goal in English football against West Brom in the 07-08 season. But then in a game in November against Spurs, he ruptured his Achilles, and I think that was the. But bear in mind, he hasn't been to Portsmouth yet, but I think it was the start when he changed him as a player. He became a bit more of a fridge up top, which is a nice way to describe him because he didn't move much really after that. But he returned. He was out for a season, returned after 11 months in a game against Burnley reserves, and then scored 11 goals that season.
See, that's the thing after an Achilles. That's the worst, isn't it?
He scored
the second
11
worst.
minutes in his comeback. After 11 minutes in his comeback,
My
game.
father-in-law said that about Chris Wood. Oh, he doesn't move, does he? He does. Did you see his goal against Everton? Bloody does. Anyway, carry
you
on.
only have to move in the 6-yard box as a striker.
Yes, exactly. And
None of this deep
No
lying
movement in it,
bullshit.
his ball in net.
Exactly.
Right. something I didn't. Oh, I can't remember. He stayed at Everton until 2011, but went on loan to Leicester in the Championship. I can't.
Don't remember.
I don't remember that.
I can't remember that. It was a permanent deal signed.
I
ready
did
to
manage
go.
them briefly on FIFA, and I think they still had Derice for sell. So
Yeah, so when did he go to Blackburn?
He went to Blackburn 11-12, start of the 11-12 season. He also, before he went to Portsmouth initially, he signed for Derby in like 1999, but couldn't get a work permit. So he's had a lot of clubs. And then he went back after not able to sign for Derby to Maccabi Haifa and scored a hat-trick in the Champions League. So I think it went all right. Yeah.
could you imagine Wanchop and Yakubu?
Crazy. And,
Well, it'd be Ravanelli and King Clads as well.
Oh, yeah.
Dean Sturridge as the backup.
Shefki Kuki.
Yeah. But yeah, so it was 11-12. He went to Blackburn. Steve Keane signed him.
Steve Keane.
Yeah, and he gave him the 24 shirt, so maybe he heard about him putting targets on his
Yeah.
bars.
Is there 99
Oh,
available?
yeah. Yeah, fucking give him that. Yeah,
I know
It's
he's not been through this, but can you get triple numbers? Is that a thing, is it?
As he continues to impress the Yak, he scored 2 goals against Arsenal on his debut. Blackburn beating Arsenal 4-3. They're the heady days, aren't they? Like, remember him back at Blackburn beating
You know
Arsenal.
what? That season as well, my dad said to me, so like next year we'll do some away days with Liverpool. Because he goes, because look who's in the Premier League, Wigan, Bolton, Blackburn. Fucking 2 of them went down, and we didn't do it in the end.
No, it's got what I had that in the Championship. Then fucking Bolton went down, then Wigan went down. Yeah. It used to be like 5 or 6 games every year, guaranteed.
Yeah.
When you've got a crop of, and I don't.
And now Burnley just go up every other season as well.
It's not to say that I wouldn't travel a long distance, but there is something nice about a good crop of teams. That
just
in
go
the sort of,
half an hour.
Yeah.
The teams just seem to go up now, don't they, and come down. The 3
That is how football will.
Yeah.
No. I mean, the same. At least 2 of the 3 that come up every season go down.
Yeah.
And
It's money, innit?
There's a lot of disparities.
And then it's like parachute payments are fucked. So.
teams that come up used to go get £250,000 signings from Hungary, and it ended up being Zoltan Gera. And,
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? And they don't. Football's changed, and that's
Yeah.
why we're here.
I don't like change. yeah.
Anyway, Yakubu,
Yes,
one of his next games, he scored all 4 goals in a 4-2 win for Blackburn over Swansea, becoming the first ever player to score 4 goals for 2 teams in the Premier League.
Really?
Another record.
That's it.
First player ever.
For
First
2
player
teams.
For 2 teams to score 4 goals in a Premier League game.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. Yeah, he just keeps racking them off.
I'm surprised Robbie.
Yeah.
That sounds like a very Robbie Keane record.
Yes,
I'm
yeah.
surprised he's not got that.
Yeah, and he scored the other 4 goals the last day of the 2003-04 season for Portsmouth against Borough.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a proper fit, like a football manager move. That this fella's just scored a hat trick against me. Let me sign him so he never does it again.
This is just before he leaves our hearts and the Premier League. But he scored 17 goals that season for Blackburn, and
from an Achilles injury,
and they got relegated. But he did become, and I'm going to get this stat right because I've put it on here.
Extremely Barclays moment that we didn't mention, but we forgot to mention on last week's episode. Boaz Mile putting it out for a corner against instead of because he was scared of Delap's throw.
Yeah.
But extremely Barclays moment up there with the very best of them was Yakubu and Ali Al-Abzi chasing the chicken round.
Oh yes, Venky's gate.
Yeah. Well, they threw the chicken on the pitch, and then
Threw the chicken.
And then you've got Yakubu and Ali Al-Abzi trying to chase.
Have any of you seen the Venky's advert?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. I've seen it multiple times. It's great.
Never seen Ryan Nelson so excited to eat some chicken dippers.
This as well, Jim, maybe you can set one because of your much talked about autism towards this World Cup, but it was the year after the famous miss in your favourite World Cup, the Jabulani
My favourite World Cup ever.
The favourite World Cup because of New Zealand, who scored 0 goals.
2 goals.
Oh no, yeah, sorry, 1-0 games.
Smelts.
A goal for all of
A
Oceania.
goal for all.
Oh. Eturo! A goal for all, Maori.
Oh, it was a great
goal
World
for
Cup.
Hollow
It was a great
Sierra.
World Cup. It's the only time in school I've been sick. No, sorry, not throw. Sorry. Anyway,
What Shane smelled?
Needed an Alka Schmelzer.
Hey!
Do you remember anything about the miss, Jim?
Not right. So they're playing South Korea group game. I want to maybe say it's the final group game. I think Argentina were.
We're going to get every single group now.
Yeah, just Nigeria, James.
Sorry, it was Group B. Argentina, South Korea, Nigeria, Greece, and I think Argentina were top. But like I think they'd already gone through. But I think there was a bit of contention between Nigeria. And
I think
South Korea.
they had to win it. I think, didn't they?
Yeah, and South Korea they eventually go through, but. It's a proper sort of what the kids would call nowadays a sweaty goal. You know, sort of like it's sort of
pass across the face of the goal.
It's 2 yards out, isn't it? Yeah.
And it is like a proper like if sadly it bridged that gap between the sort of abyss of football guff DVDs where like it would have gone on a own goals and gaffs Rory McGrath kind of compilation.
Rory McGaff.
More
up to date comedians are available.
Yeah. The one who used to do Big Breakfast. But Johnny Vaughan, he wasn't even a comedian, but he
annoying.
He wasn't even anything, but he made a career out of it.
Yeah. Tell you what was a joke, his advert for Belvita. Anyway,
nice.
He absolutely like.
It's just
it's one of them where. You know, Gazza's. You can forgive Gazza at 96 because he's got a stretch to.
He gets a full foot on the
ball. But
and the goal's there.
But Yakubu, that's back
but
of the net.
The face he makes as well is very much.
Well, I don't get
it's like
It's something that goes a bit. It's one of them.
It's just every man has been in that exact situation.
Maybe because they're a bit.
Mine is in nightclubs. Well, that was embarrassing.
I think
and everyone saw it.
A couple of months prior, maybe the year before, was Chris, the Scottish forward, Chris.
Iwaluma.
Yeah, who missed against.
Yeah, but like if
disastrous
some
long
of
spell at York.
The replies on like from Nigerian football accounts, which is like the most active and most virulent and angriest on Twitter, but lads from Lagos with fucking blue ticks.
Yeah.
But like underneath all the Barclaysmen poll stuff when Yakubu was in it, is that it's all still to this day going worst Super Eagles. Like loads of them were saying it.
But the best.
What did he do for Nigeria?
It was the
21 in 58. That's decent.
That's very decent.
It was. I mean, at that South Korea, Ji-sung Park was still playing. They had Park Cho-young. It was probably South Korea's golden period. And the best part about that
they definitely still have a player called Park Chu-young as well.
The best part of
not to go all Rodrigo Benton Kerr about it.
The best part of that World Cup for me was on ITV. The supplement on ITV afterwards would be James Corden's World Cup Live.
Oh God, yeah.
Do you remember fucking what was the song?
Begging by Madcon.
No, the song, the James Corden song. Yeah. Wasn't 20? Is that 2010? Yeah, please don't sing it.
I just got a shudder through my body.
That got number one then.
Fuck off, man.
I think it's the best thing Corden's ever done. I really enjoyed it. Although on the first episode,
it's in a rogues gallery.
However, the first episode, in hindsight, very tough watch because it's Katy Perry, Simon Cowell, and Adam Johnston. And he goes, "I think you could be one of England's
paedophiles.
I think you could be one of England's like next big star." Anyway, there's a bit where they replay the miss. Basically, there was loads of things on that show that were what they did do. Do you know what? He's very pro-island, James Corden, because
I like him now.
Sat there in a balaclava.
They had 32.
Oh, and they had France
teams, and he got rid of a French fan and stuck a guy in it. To be fair, he did call him Terry Henry, which is borderline.
Terry Henry.
Yeah, but he said that miss was so bad, even my nan could have scored it. And everyone went, and he went, no. My nan could score that. Welcome to the stage, my nan, everyone. He brought his nan, and they reenacted the goal. Like they got a proper big goal in the studio, and someone passed her the ball, and she
didn't fuck it up and score a banger, did she?
Put it this way: time was no object.
The defending was all over them, no pressure.
But she did. There was pressure of a commercial break, probably. But she did tap it in and score. And I think the goalkeeper did that comical dive when kids take a penalty, and he. But whenever I think of that miss, I remember his nan scoring.
James Corden's nan.
Yeah. But we've got there's a great on my research for this, my extensive research of Wikipedia and Instagram. But yes, this is Yakubu. This is a podcast that I wish there was more of. They've not. I think this is the last time they posted, which is like 40 odd weeks ago, which is not positive, but maybe through our I don't know influence.
Bring it all, yeah.
We can bring Feed the Yak podcast back. So this is just talking about. He talks about the miss, and it clearly still affects him. Like 20 odd years, and I feel very sorry for him there, because he's one of my footballing heroes, and But the chat about there's a great Barclaysman insert here as well, because he talks about.
Let's just watch it, shall we? Yeah.
Me waffling. We'll talk a bit about.
Alex Iwobi would never be like JJ.
Never.
They need to understand
And stop comparing.
Stop comparing Alex Iwobi than JJ.
Yeah.
This guy is different. Alex Iwobi can run
Nigerians, I imagine.
from here to Nigeria, from London to Nigeria.
Yeah.
Cannot run from here to
No.
But he has the ability to
Skills.
the skills, and he's
Yeah.
very intelligent. He's one of the best midfielder Nigeria ever produced. You know, JJ will say to me, "Yak."
I love that
Forget
people
about it.
actually
Turn the
call
ball
him
like
Yak,
this, turn the ball like this, turn the ball
not
like
just
this.
Andy Gray.
I did see you run. There's no one like JJ.
But
Nigeria needs to let go.
he was in the semi-final
Our
against you.
problem in
You
Nigeria
beat him
is
in
no
the semi-final.
football.
Yeah,
We should focus on the reality in Nigeria than focus on the Alex Iwobi, then
Yeah.
Yak missing the
We
goal.
have bigger
We have
problems
bigger problem in
Yeah.
All these
Nigeria
over
than
Nigeria,
than Alex Iwobi.
Alex.
there's no truer statement has ever been said
funny
than
to
we
like-
have bigger problems.
He could
We have bigger problems in Nigeria than Alex Iwobi.
he could run to Nigeria, but JJ was more technical than that.
Yeah.
He'd get a plane.
But no, but but I won from that. People, his friends, even his friends call him
Refer
Yak.
him as a yak.
Yeah, I like that.
Superb. And he knows his Barclaysman. JJ
does.
Kocher is better than Alex Iwobi.
He
This is
did
a-
The only
definitely-
people you could
definitely
sort
is.
of
Somebody actually did send that in, when we put the tweet out saying the modern Barclaysman. So I'll compare it or whatever. Someone did say Alex Iwobi to JJ Kocher, which I read and thought, fuck off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. He's doing well at the minute, but he's nowhere. He's not leagues below.
No.
Leagues below.
And that's fine. He can leave his uncle JJ alone.
Yeah.
Do you think Hakin Yakin gets called the Yak? That's the only other example I can think of.
Hakan and Murat.
Murat
Yakin.
Yakin, yeah.
Is Murat the manager, or is because whoever the better Yakin brother is? See, we started off with Switzerland, and now we've circled back round.
Yeah. He played. No, he was with Leverkusen. Hakin Yakin.
Was Murat? Is Murat Yakin the Swiss manager now, though?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, because the shitter brother is the manager.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, back to Yakubu.
Sorry.
It is
Different
Don't
yak.
apologise to me. We went off on a lovely tangent,
Granite Yaka.
but it's one of the saddest moments in English football, and it's when Yakubu left these shores. In the end of the 11-12 season, there's a couple of good bits to note, because Yakubu, believe it or not, I know I've mentioned a few bits of trivia about Yakubu today to start with, but this one's another good one. He became the first ever Premier League player to score against every Premier League team he ever faced.
Oh,
There you
really?
go.
There you go.
And we haven't seen him on these shores in the top division. We'll come on to that in a
Wow.
bit, because we'll try and wrap the rest of his career up. We're in his journeyman stage now.
So he leaves Blackburn.
He leaves Blackburn. Where did he go, James? Do you remember?
I don't remember. No.
Right, well, he left because he said he knew his standard and he didn't want to drop back down to the Championship. And
I love that he said he scored 17 goals.
Yeah, no, but he's right.
yeah,
He's fucking right.
He is right. So obviously,
This is the thing, right? Well, back in the day, right, you had other than Roque Santa Cruz, other than going to City, Yakubu, like Andy Johnson, like players
James
that
Beattie.
players that scored fucking 15 plus reliably for like
Mid-table teams.
mid-table / shit teams. Why did bigger clubs not go for?
I know.
You know what I mean?
because strikers used to be 10 a penny in this country. You look back at the 90s and all the players that couldn't get a cap for England, like Fowler and Les Ferdinand and all that. And then you go
I'm
going
going to say something
2000s.
Rory Jennings-esque, right? When Henri leaves Arsenal, right? Henri's washed back. No, but you should have signed Yakubu. There you go.
Arsenal.
Maro and Shamak.
Well, there we go. That's a revelation. 2012, Yakubu made the big step, joining the football revolution in China. and went to Guangzhou RNF in 2012. And upon signing, he said, "Money cannot buy you happiness, and what I have found from the people in China is love, happiness, sincerity, and warmth. I can't wait to get started here. They're starting an unbelievable football program here, and it's nice to be part of it. This isn't about the money." Despite his £700,000 a week signing on.
Yakubu is a Maoist. Come on.
He scored 9 goals in 14 games in his first season. Guangzhou, however you say it, finished 7th. Sorry to the Chinese Republic for slaughtering your pronunciations there. He stayed for 2 seasons in China.
Bit of a weird verb to use.
Oh, we'll have no Mao slander on here.
2 seasons in China. Got 13 goals in 29 in his second season. So
Still not bad.
14 and 13. He's still up there.
Still banging him in.
He then, again, followed his
By
heart.
the way, China, like, people say, oh, it's immoral to go for the money. No, it's not, because China is, yes, the way forward.
His next move, again, wasn't
Accept it.
Wasn't about the money. It was about his love for the game. So, naturally, he went to Qatar.
Oh, no, that's a bit harder to defend.
Yeah.
Ironically, not on the pitch. Walking him in, I imagine, in that league.
Come on.
Well, he wasn't, actually. He only
Oh.
played 8 games, scored 3, and his team got relegated.
Fair enough. See, but that's undercover Maoism again. He's going into Qatar to bankrupt them.
Well, you can tell what had happened to him, and obviously that Achilles had caught up. He played 8
And when
games.
he was in Israel, he was secretly a PLO
been-
agent.
Where hasn't Yakubu been? Matt Letizia and me. He stayed in the second division in Qatar, despite not wanting
He's
to drop
playing-
to the championship 2 seasons
Oh,
for
that's
the
good.
love of the game.
Yeah, love of the
Money's
game,
not involved.
love of the game, love of the game.
Scoring 2 in 2. That's just played 2
What,
games
100% record? What do you want?
entire season. And then his contract was cancelled. He got the massive move, one of the biggest moves of his career, and he went to Reading.
Yeah. There
Played
you go.
7 games for Reading, scored no goals. He had the exact manoeuvrability of a fridge at this point.
Becco.
Yeah. He did score a goal for him in the cup. And then, obviously, you're playing in the Qatari second division. You go into the championship to play for Reading. What comes next for Yakubu? Well, Turkish Premier League. Kayserispor. Is that how you pronounce it?
Kayserispor, yeah.
12
I think so.
games, no goals.
I wonder why you're asking me. Anyway.
His fullbacks are more defensive nowadays.
He was able to transplant himself into it.
Yeah. 1 season.
Got something to get his teeth into.
1 season in Turkey, 0 goals. He then, obviously, the trajectory of his career naturally meant he went down to League One to join Coventry for the 16-17 season.
See, that's mad. That Yakubu was playing post-Brexit.
Yeah.
Think about that.
For Coventry in really baggy shorts,
Yeah.
and he couldn't move. There is a clip. It's 2 minutes long. I'm not going to maybe put one on there, but 2 minutes, and he moves all of about 3 meters in the entire time.
But I doubt he had more than 52% possession when he had the
Well,
ball.
it was after, because he got the assist for Coventry's 1 goal in a 2-1 loss, and he said as he did it, he pulled his hamstring, and there was no more players left to come off the bench, so he manned it out, and he just walked 2 meters for the rest of the game. So if that was it, but then Coventry had enough of him because that hamstring injury kept him out for the rest of the season. So they released him, and he decided to retire.
Yeah.
And that was the end of Yakubu Ayegbeni at Coventry City in
I always
2017.
I always feel bad when it's like a fucking, a legend of the game doesn't get at least a proper send-off game.
Yeah, you need.
Like,
Well, we used
gets
to have
released
testimonials,
and
didn't we? Because obviously players couldn't afford retirement, and they'd give them a pot to go and retire. They should give someone get Middlesbrough versus Portsmouth and get all players on TY kits, 888 kits, and give Yakubu a send off.
Like Masters, like I say this, but Masters football now would be
It's coming back, innit, I think.
phenomenal.
It would.
Who does Yakubu play for? That's the thing.
Well, just pull a shirt on for next game.
Probably Everton. Because he's a bit. He did 4 years at Everton, didn't he? I
Who did he play the most for?
we played for Everton. Must be
82 games for Everton, 67 for Portsmouth, and 14 on loan. And 73 for Borough, 30 for Blackburn, 20 for Leicester, 20 games for Leicester, got 11 goals. No one even knows about it.
remembers it.
less than 100 caps for each club and still producing like a great goal tally for each club.
Well, apparently, and this could be we could get some assistance off the dear listener/watcher on this one, but apparently this season, 2024, Yakubu's come out of retirement to sign for Enfield Town. But there's nothing online, and I can only think they've got confused between him and Ishmael Yakubu that played for Enfield. But there's nothing online for
He's someone I'd love to play five-a-side with. I think, you know that video that went viral a couple of years ago, and it was like Kaká turned up at in London. And do you know what? It was great, and Kaka's one of my favourite players as a kid.
But it'd be better if Yakubu
But if Yakubu turned up, I would grab a bib. You're with me, mate.
Right, to play us out, by the way, I've got a great little statistic. Well, not a statistic at all. Here's one for you to play, Mike. This is my favourite of my Instagram findings of Yakubu, and I've just noticed, having sent you the link, he's called, on your display name on Instagram, is Yaki.
Yaki?
Yeah, double K-Y, Y-A-double-K-Y.
Well, we'll play the clip as the episode rolls out.
Yes, and this is, you will see why it's my favourite. Just videoed himself drinking a beer to the tune. Well, I'll let the tune play. I won't ruin the lyrics of the song. But it's very funny. Before we
play the clip, let's do a little roundup of Yakubu's career. Sadly, 5 goals away from being immortalised in the Premier League 100 club. 95 goals in 252 games, 26 assists, 57 caps for Nigeria, 21 goals. A few of the stats that we've mentioned previously, if you want to hear them again, the stunners. All-time highest scoring Nigerian in the Premier League. Currently 3rd in Nigeria's all-time top goal scorers. The first African to score a Champions League hat-trick. The youngest African player to score a Champions League hat-trick, obviously. And the first player to score against all 20 teams he faced in the Premier League. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Yakubu Ayegbeni.
Roll the clip.
This life I can't keep myself. I can't keep myself. I can't keep myself. Allow me